Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be doing a community reaction video talking about who the big bad could be. I know we're doing it once again, I know I've done it a few times already, but this time it is going to be your guys' responses. So if you guys do not know, a few days ago, 4 days ago actually, I made a video talking about who the main villain for Mortal Kombat 1 could be. And you guys let me know your guys' thoughts, if you thought I was wrong, if you thought any of the theories that I laid out could be completely incorrect, could be true, and this, that, and the third. So today we're going to be looking through these comments. I'm going to probably be able to get through everybody's, and I'll give my thoughts and also just read off what you guys say, because this is going to give a lot of different ideas and put them into the light, right? So this is going to give a lot of things for us to all think about and theory craft around. Although we do have a few days until the gameplay reveal, which could very well have some story stuff in it. And I'm really hoping so, but regardless, I just want to see the gameplay reveal already. I know we're all getting antsy, and I cannot go another day without Papa Fire God Liu Kang and fucking Melina. Like, I just need more. I need to see more of these characters. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about these comments. I wish YouTube would just use our, display names. My display name is the same as my @ so it doesn't really matter to me. But, these @ are, some of these are just not, very readable. I wish it would just give us the display names, but anyway. So the top comment says, I don't see Liu Kang being the big bad, but he might make mistakes that he'll fix, and we've already seen Liu Kang as a villain, was a revenant. And yeah, I also talked about Shang Tsung's ending, but no one else brought this up except for you, nice video. I do believe that Dynasty brung it up, because that's the reason I brung it up. Yeah, I talk about Dynasty in this video. I think he's the one that brung it up. I personally do not like the theory of Liu Kang being evil, and I do not think he deserves it. I think it's almost like character suicide, especially after MKX and MK11, where we already got so much Revenant Liu Kang. Like, the entire game of Mortal Kombat X, of course, was Revenant Liu Kang, and it carried on into Mortal Kombat 11. And some people liked Revenant, some people didn't, but I think regardless, most people want to see Liu Kang be a good guy. People want to see Liu Kang be a protector and somebody who's actually a good person. I don't think we need to see any more evil Liu Kang. And what else did you say? You think he'll make mistakes, which he'll fix? Yeah, I could definitely see that being a plot point. Especially since Liu Kang kinda fell into this godhood. I could definitely see him having to develop as a god and see him make mistakes. This Liu Kang is probably going to make mistakes, very similar to how Raiden did. So we'll see what happens with that. And thank you for saying it's a nice video, I appreciate you. I'm going to say Bland and Nembambi. Bland and Nembambi? Yeah, shout out to you. I'm just gonna say Bambi. Okay, shout out to you. Okay, so next comment is from Mr. Girl Stealer 3000. What a name. And it says, the red ring is Shang Tsung. He literally kills everyone in the trailer except Liu and Raiden. How do you think he got all of them? He went to each realm one by one and killed them. See, my initial theory was that in the trailer, this portal that Shang Tsung comes through is not the same as this thing in the sky. Where the hell is it? Right here. Oh, I guess it's not right there. Anyway, you guys know what I'm saying. My initial theory was that these two things are not the same, especially since this is way in the sky and then this is on the floor. But with what you're saying, Mr. Girl Stealer, I do think it is definitely possible that it's basically just showing us that the ring in each realm is Shang Tsung coming down, which could definitely be the case. So it might actually just be very literal, very obvious, and we're all just kind of looking too much into it, which if that's the case, then huge shout out to you. But let's see what the replies say. The red ring in the sky, Shang's portal is on the ground. Yeah, that's what I was saying originally, yeah. Then how did Shang get to each realm to kill Scorpion, Sub, Melina, Kitana? Maybe from the red ring they all saw. It's just the editing of the trailer is confusing everyone. Exactly. It would be very different if they were looking down this balcony here, and then Shang Tsung's portal was on the floor in every realm. That wasn't the case. And even in Edenia, it was in the sky and stuff like that, so maybe it is showcasing that that's how Shang Tsung gets to every realm. It might just be very obvious and bland just like that, so you might be completely correct. But I'm gonna have to say that it could still be either or. It could just be completely Shang Tsung all the way through, or it could be teasing somebody else. Because it could just be a misdirect on both of our parts, but who knows? But we will see. And also, let me just heart you guys' comments. Thank you guys for all the support, always. And shout out to Mr. Girl Stealer. Okay, so the next comment says, if they're smart, they'd stick with the choice at the end of Aftermath, with 2 story paths with Liu Kang and Shang Tsung. Now, I do think that this is very possible and plausible, because in this trailer we of course see Shang Tsung enter Liu Kang's realm. And we do know by the end of Aftermath that Liu Kang was able to craft his whole new world, and this trailer basically reinforces that fact. But we do not know what Shang Tsung ended up doing. We can obviously assume that he died, but Shang Tsung is still going to exist in Liu Kang's new timeline regardless of what he did. So it could make sense that Shang Tsung also created his own timeline, but we will have to see. I do think either or is very possible, but what do the replies say? That would really be cool, Shang Tsung timeline versus Liu Kang timeline. Yeah, I could definitely see that happening. It could make a very convoluted story, but I would love to see what they could do with it. It's not a continuation though. This is 100% true. Terry Burton, shout out to you. This is 100% true. Ed Boon did say that Mortal Kombat 11 is not like going into this game. Like this game is not a continuation of MK. So that kind of like kills this theory entirely, right? So I do think that this is very important to point out. But this person, Brenda Spence, says Kronika explains in Aftermath why this can't happen. Okay, I don't remember that, but again, I have really bad memory. You guys know I have horrible memory, so even though it wasn't like years ago that I played Mortal Kombat 11, I think I replayed it like a year ago when I got it on Switch, I do not remember it. So I will have to replay that, and I am re-watching Mortal Kombat 9 right now, and then I will replay X and 11, that way I can get refreshed. But Brenda, I'm gonna take your word for it, and say that Kronika did explain why there can't be two coexisting timelines. Yeah, I'm gonna say Desunra. It would be redundant for Liu Kang to be evil again. I 100% agree with this. Do not do it. I don't see the reason to make Liu Kang evil again. We both do agree, yeah, it is true. I do think it would be redundant, and that's basically all that needs to be said. I really don't think it would be worth putting the stock into that and making him evil again, so yeah, shout out to you. Okay, so coming in hot, we have Godslayer8894, and they say, no evil Liu Kang, we literally just redeemed him. There's no way they're going to go that route again and diminish his character. Yeah, this is basically, I think, the conclusion a lot of people come to. It would really just take away from Liu Kang's character, and especially what they built up in Aftermath and the end of Mortal Kombat 11, or the entirety of Mortal Kombat 11, because we get to see the past Liu Kang basically grow up again, or grow up in the new climate of the new timeline. And I do think that it is very important that we keep that dignity and that identity to make him as good as he was in Mortal Kombat 11. Because I personally absolutely loved Liu Kang in Mortal Kombat 11. And I think Mortal Kombat 11 alone really made me love him so much, and I think that he's one of my favorite characters now because of that. Yeah, I really hope they don't as well. Yep. That was me. Okay, anyway. So Godslayer says, I don't see it happening as I think he's going to stay a god, and that is now his role in the story. I hope so. It doesn't mean that gods can't become evil. We've seen evil gods before. Again, we do have to keep in mind that Shao Kahn, for example, is the same race as Raiden. So Shao Kahn is an evil god, I guess, so to speak. And then Raiden became evil, of course, and then we also have Shinnok. So just because somebody's a god, it doesn't mean they can't turn evil. I would hope that Liu Kang doesn't turn evil, but the fact that he's a god doesn't mean he can't turn evil, you know what I mean? So yeah, with that said, that's basically it on that point, but shout out to you, Godslayer. Alright, so we got Marcus in here, shout out to Marcus, and he is saying, I just don't see it, man. I don't see Liu Kang becoming the villain in his own universe, especially with how it's basically his game. Very true. I mean, he's on the box art. They even made his statue for the collector's edition. I'll admit though, if it were written well, that is a mouthful, I'd be down to see it. I don't really count his Revenant time since it was dumb and largely unimportant. Yeah, I do think that if they really wanted to make Liu Kang a villain, like comparing it to like Revenant Liu Kang isn't the same, because Revenant Liu Kang wasn't even like a core villain. He wasn't even like the important like figure to be afraid of in his time as a Revenant. But I think all Revenants ended up becoming jobbers, unfortunately. But I do agree with this. In the grand scheme of things, I do agree. Yeah, Revenants in general were kind of F for the most part. Yeah, exactly. I have to agree. Oh, this is my fucking comment. What am I doing? Anyway, yes, I do agree. Oh my gosh, I'm just reading text on the screen. Okay, Fighter Simon, I'm guessing it's Fighter Simon, says, I'm thinking it will be Havoc or Quan Chi. I can definitely see Quan Chi making a return, especially since he was shown off in Mortal Kombat Onslaught. But I just don't know how they'd write that in. I think he could be a big bad, but not the main big bad. I think Havoc's gonna be in this game, like you know, no insider information, no nothing. I'm just saying I think Havoc will be in this game. Whether he's just some big bad or he's just a cameo or something, I do think he'll be in this game. As the big bad, I don't know. I think he definitely could be in it, especially since they did reference him in Mortal Kombat 11. I do like this idea. I do think both of them should be in the game. I don't see anyone bring up Deadly Alliance as the big bad, but it could be awesome to see them back together. Yeah, definitely. I do think since we're back to basics, Quan Chi teaming up with Shang Tsung, as we do see in the trailer, with Shang Tsung, killing everybody. I do think that they could really be a deadly alliance once more. So I do think that this is possible. I'm not going to say I think it's going to happen for sure, but I do think it is possible. So shout out to you, Simon. Alright, my boy Oni says, I don't know who that dude is, but good video. I appreciate you. I'm going to call you Dwayne, but shout out to you. Nice profile picture, by the way. He says, no, effing no. Isn't anyone effing done with trash evil Liu Kang? It's kinda alright, but that's not Liu Kang. Why don't people understand that his redemption arc was in Mortal Kombat 11? Not only did he become the main hero again, he's a literal god now. Now everyone thinks he's evil for killing his mortal enemy that killed his friends and allies. A man who promised to bring them back, he kills an evil enemy and he's evil effing wow. Thank you for saying you don't want Liu Kang to be evil. Yeah, I can tell you definitely don't want him to be evil either. He's the coolest he's ever been, and he's my favorite Mortal Kombat character. I like that you did that with a K, by the way. Besides Kitana and Johnny Cage. Good picks. Kitana and Johnny Cage are both also very good characters, and I would have to 100% agree. I think that this is Liu Kang's time to be the best character, like plain and simple. I think that Liu Kang is going to be that guy in this game, really fumbling the bag if they make him not an actual good guy, and not being like Raiden, for example, where he wants to end up killing his enemies before they even do anything bad. You know what I mean? Just like how evil Raiden was. So I really do think that this is Liu Kang's time to shine. If they do him right in this game, he could really just be my favorite character. I really think that this is, again, his time. This is his game. Mortal Kombat 1 should be remembered as the game where Liu Kang became everyone's favorite character, and that's how I think it should go down. So huge shout out to you, Dwayne. I 100% agree with you. Wow, I am having a lot of strain on my voice. I don't know if you guys can tell, but for some reason when I try and exert a lot of force, like in my videos, my voice just turns to shit. But that's it for the comments on this video. You guys are all wonderful. Thank you guys for all the support. And now we will go to the community post that I made today. Okay, so we do have a few comments here, and this will probably end off the video. So I wish I knew what your real name was. What is it? One. That's pretty cool. I respect it. Okay, so one said, I want Onaga, but I really hope it's neither of these three options for MK1. Mainly because, the three options, by the way, were Onaga, Evil Liu Kang, and Shang Tsung.
They didn't have to choose from those options, by the way.
That was just for the post. Because I think the build-up for Onaga should be huge. If this is going to be another trilogy of games, he shouldn't be beaten until the
third one.
Yeah, 100%. No, 100%. He should be like the Thanos of the new Mortal Kombat games. I think that he could definitely be this like huge monstrosity that changes the series forever. I do really think that he does deserve that. And they didn't do anything with Dark Raiden or Dead Liu Kang, so I would be greatly disappointed in a Liu Kang is evil story. Yeah, 100%, 100%. For Shang Tsung, I think him being a DLC, he won't be the main guy for a while. I would have to agree. And personally, I think it kind of fits him for the most part. I think stories that work the best like Deadly Alliance or Aftermath, where cunning is how he achieves those main villain goals. Yeah, no, for sure. I think that it's often bad when Shang Tsung is looked at as like this overwhelmingly strong character, kind of like Shao Kahn in a way. I don't think that's how he should be portrayed. I think that in Aftermath, we really got to see him at his peak, where he completely deceived everybody, and him being his personality is what actually made him get the win, or like, you know, quote unquote the win, just him getting to the end of the game. So I would have to agree. I don't think Shang Tsung should be portrayed as like this brute force character that is a huge force to be reckoned with in terms of his physical strength and capabilities. Because I think Shang Tsung's personality and like his evil, intentions is what really makes him such a good villain, right? Alright, again, I do apologize about my voice. It really is killing me right now. I think I'm just trying to like be too loud, and that's what's killing me. So I'm gonna try and mellow out a bit. But, okay, so thus, I don't know who the main villain should be, but I'm hoping for a more general story where the game takes the time to world build with more complexity than just good versus evil or one bad guy versus everyone. Yeah, I would agree. I don't think we need to see like a Shao Kahn as the big bad. Let's build up the story until we get to him, like an OG Mortal Kombat tournament type shit. I don't think we need to see that. I do think that this is a good take. Good takes all around. From Juan here. Marcus is back and he says, I think it will be an original character. Finally somebody says this. I did make a video where I talked about this. Wait, did I talk about it in the... Yeah, I think I talked about it in this video actually. I do think that it is possible that they pull another Kronika and Cetrion and make an NRS original character. Do I want that? Not necessarily, but I do think that it can be done well. It just depends on how it's tied in with the identity of Mortal Kombat, because I think Kronika was like the perfect example of a character that is just written into existence because of power creep, because they needed a way to, you know, write away Shinnok. They needed a way to reset everything, like to make everything just get to higher stakes than it's ever been. They needed to create Kronika, and Kronika is literally a plot device, and I think everyone thinks that way. You can like Kronika, it's completely okay. I just think that her existence was literally just because of power creep. Like, it was just because of power creeping the story. So if they do that again, I wouldn't be happy. But because it's a new timeline, a new era, everything, they have the opportunity to create a new bad guy that can become iconic, like Onaga, like Shang Tsung, like Shao Kahn. Like, there can be a new character here that has a lot of potential and can be written in such a way that they become like a vile, you know, main villain that can be up there with the likes of the classics. So I do think that they have a big opportunity here to do that. And I'm just hoping that they see that, because again, if they're gonna make a new villain, don't give us another Kronika. Don't make a plot device. Make something who has identity. Like, they're never gonna create another character that is as good as Shang Tsung. Probably not. But they can make something that is as cool as him and it has as much plot relevance as him. That could happen. And you can argue that characters like Kronika had the plot relevance just without having the good identity and a cool character concept. So I do think this could be done, and it can be done correctly, but my fingers are crossed that NetherRealm does this in the right way if they choose to do this. Okay, and to end this off, we get to see the return of Blandinem Bambi. I'm gonna call you Bambi like I said, but they commented again, and they said, I hope it's Onaga. And Delta Jones says, it's of course, think of the dragon crystals. Yeah, for sure. I do think it's important to reference the teasers with the dragon eye and stuff like that, that Onaga could have been teased from. One thing I do hope though is that if they bring Onaga back in this game, that he isn't
killed
in one game, much like how one said. I think that he should be like the Thanos of this new era of Mortal Kombat for sure. Yeah, I thought of that as well. I was also thinking of how Liu Kang can summon dragons and Onaga is a Dragon King, and also Liu Kang's style is inspired by dragons. Well, Onaga is the big bad for the Dragon King, of course. Yeah, I do think that dragons in general could be a big part of this, almost like some Dragon Ball GT shit, where they have the shadow dragons. Like, what if Onaga isn't the only dragon? And like Marcus said, they make original characters that are like more dragons, maybe the Dragon Queen, the prince, the princess. Like, that could be a huge plot line that spreads across multiple games. But I do think Onaga is what everyone wants. But I do remember when Mortal Kombat 11 was revealed, people wanted Onaga back then too. And even though people made theories and stuff, it didn't happen. I think that NRS knows how much Onaga is loved. But again, you do have to remember, they don't really try and replicate the Midway games in any way. Except for like story stuff. Mortal Kombat 11 did have a lot of callbacks to the 3D era, like in its cinematics. They called back the Deadly Alliance, Raiden versus Onaga, and these moments. They did call back to them. But I don't think that means that they're going to replicate some of the characters, some of the mechanics, like all that kind of stuff. I don't think we really should bank on that happening. We can hope for it to happen for sure, but I don't think we should really expect it. But with that said, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I want to say shout out to everybody who left a comment. I cannot thank you guys enough for all the support you guys have been giving me. So you guys are killing it, and I'm very, very happy and appreciative. And like something like a community response video, this makes me so happy to do. This is something I've always wanted to do. So I am so grateful that you guys are giving me this opportunity. I hope you guys all have a great day. Leave your guys' thoughts down below. And soon we have the gameplay reveal. We have all this kind of stuff coming up soon. I will do my best to keep getting videos out. And hopefully by the time the beta comes out, I can get a PS5 and do all that kind of stuff. And ladies, gentlemen, and NB beauties, make sure you all stay safe, stay hydrated, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.